Hey guys, Mike Bills here from Measurable Solutions, and I wanted to just touch base with you guys real quick. Some things that we're doing here in our office in my clinic in Virginia, as well as some things that I'm suggesting and having a lot of my clients that I work with at Measurable Solutions, physical therapy practice owners do. There's a lot of insanity, a lot of craziness that's going on out in the world right now, and so you can help to bring things in and really control things. And one of the best things you can do, whether you're still open or not, whether you're doing telehealth or e-health or whatever it might be or not, there's a lot of just good, successful actions that can come out of making sure that you stay in communication with your patients. So whether you send them a letter, whether you make phone calls, you send them emails, whatever it might be, but think about the fact that 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, whenever it is that all of this craziness is over, you want to make sure that you've been in communication with your patients over a regular basis. And if you have, then it won't be like starting a friendship all over again. You'll be able to call them up 2 or 3 weeks from now when you open back up or when things calm down and get them right back on the schedule. But if a long period of time goes by and you haven't communicated with them, it's going to be a lot harder to rekindle that relationship, for them to feel comfortable with you, etc. So just reach out to your patients, and whether you're telehealthing with them or not, reach out to them and just, hey, how's it going? I wanted to check in with you. I was thinking about you, and I wanted to make sure that whatever their body part is, your shoulder, is still doing well. How are you doing sleeping through the night? You may not actually bill for that telehealth visit. Whether you can or not is a whole separate discussion. But again, if somebody doesn't want to be doing telehealth with you, you still can be reaching out to them. Don't have the idea that you can't be reaching out and that you can't be communicating with them. The best thing for you to do is to be communicating with your patients right now, just as if it was every 2 times a week they're walking in the door. Call them up. Hey, how's it going? How's your shoulder feeling? How you doing sleeping through the night? I just wanted to check on you and make sure everything was going okay. Those are going to be some very successful actions that are going to help you 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, when this is all over, to pick up the phone, make a phone call and go, hey, Joe, everything's calmed down. Let's get you back in. They will still have been in communication with you, and they're going to want to get right back on the schedule and pick up where you left off. But the opposite, if we have this idea that we can't communicate with our patients or whatever it might be, we start to fall into that trap of now we're starting to rekindle that relationship from brand new scratch. It's going to be a lot harder a couple weeks from now. And the question comes about, I get asked a couple times, who should do this? Well, you as the owner can do it, but I'll be honest, if that was the case, I'd be making 350 phone calls every week right now. So what I've done is I've got my staff all making phone calls. They've all got their patients that they were responsible for. And again, I had to get rid of a fixed idea that I had. Well, they've reduced their hours, or they're not working. They've chosen to stay home. They didn't feel comfortable coming to the office, whatever it might be. That's okay. They can still make calls from home. Do I need to pay them for that? No, not necessarily. And so it's their willingness and ability to do that is really helping to keep their schedule ready to be filled back up, boom, right away on day one when things calm down and they can come back. So put that responsibility out to your staff. You do not need to pay them for it. If they are willing to do it, that's great. And if they are willing to do it, it tells you that they're actually on your team. And more importantly, help them to see the value in how that helps to fill their schedule a couple of weeks from now when things come back. So just a couple of simple things you can do, but it really is going to help you in the long run. Do that, whether you're doing telehealth with your patients or not. I hear a lot of talk right now about telehealth, and I think that's great. It's a good avenue. But how about the other days of the week when we can't telehealth with people, or the people who have opted not to do it, or the insurances that aren't covering it, or the patients that don't want to do it, or they don't have access to it, or whatever it might be. So consider this. This is a great way to stay in communication with your patients and really keep everybody focused for what's going to come around here in a couple of weeks. So take care. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Feel free to private message me, and I'd be happy to discuss it with you separately. Be safe.